Hello and welcome to this video, where I will be showing you my 5 best free video editing softwares. Choosing a video editing software to work with can be daunting, as there are many options available on the market, varying in price range. In this video, we will have a look at 5 free options for anyone looking to try out video editing before committing and purchasing an expensive software. Of course, these free softwares are perfectly capable of producing the same quality of videos as the paid options. Number 1. The first software I'll be showing you is OpenShot. OpenShot is a free and open source video editing software for Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and Chrome OS. The fact that we can use OpenShot on almost any operating system is a huge advantage to this software. Another interesting fact about OpenShot is that it is also open source, meaning the developers have granted users the right to use, study, change, and distribute the software and its source code to anyone and for any purpose. Once you've finished installing, this drops you into the OpenShot video editor. And looking at this, it looks pretty simple. Right here, I can simply drag in video files, and they show up here under project files. And here, I can simply drag and drop my different files onto the timeline below. And now I have multiple tracks, so I can layer different items on top of one another. Here I can insert transitions, and there are many different transitions that you can choose from. Along with transitions, you can also insert different effects on top of your different media files. Now, I mentioned it looks very simple, but it also has some advanced capabilities. Here you can right-click on any one of your media files and go into properties, and you can set different keyframes and change the values on this clip. So once again, it also has a lot of advanced functionality. So are there any drawbacks? I mean, it is free software and it does quite a bit. Well, here is one. If I go up and let's say you want to insert a title, you can insert a standard title just fine, and that works well. But there's also an option for an animated title, which sounds cool, but here if you select any one of them, you have to install another application called Blender, which will allow you to do animations. Now Blender is also free, so it's kind of hard to complain, but it is a little bit of extra work to be able to insert an animated title. All in one, OpenShot is an excellent choice if you want a simple but yet also powerful free video editor. Next, let's take a look at Shotcut. Shotcut is a free and open source cross-platform video, audio, and image editing program for free BSD, Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. Similarly to OpenShot, Shotcut is available across a few different operating systems. Also, Shotcut is open source, which gives users access and rights to the program's source code. Once you've finished installing Shotcut, you'll be prompted to create a new project. Here I'll click on Start, and this now drops us into the main interface. Just like with the other apps, you can drag and drop your media files in here. And now I see a playlist of all my files. Just like with the others, you can select one of your files and you can drag it down into the timeline below. And here I can start pulling together my video. With Shotcut, you can add any number of tracks. Here I can right click and I can add additional video tracks or additional audio tracks. And here I can drop in additional items. As my video starts taking shape, here I can preview what it looks like. Shotcut supports a massive catalog of transitions. Here I could simply come to my track and I can drag one of these items and position it over the others, and that'll automatically insert a transition. Here, if I click into properties, I can choose from many different transitions similar to OpenShot. Along with inserting transitions, I can also select one of these clips, and here I can click on filters and I can do a massive catalog of different filters to this clip. One other thing that I really like about Shotcut is depending on what you're working on, they have different views optimized to that task. Here, for instance, I'm currently in the editing view, which shows me the timeline down below and the preview. But I could also jump into FX view, or maybe I want to do some color grading or work on color, so I can jump into the color view. There's also an audio view and a player view, if I just want to review what my video looks like. All in one, Shotcut is a very powerful video editor. So are there any drawbacks? Well, Shotcut is a little bit more complicated than some of the other video editors that we looked at. So the learning curve is a little steeper. So it really depends on how serious you are about video editing. If you really plan on creating some advanced videos, this is a good choice. But if you really just want to pull together a simple video, this might have a few more capabilities than what you really need. Next, let's take a look at CadenLive. CadenLive is a free and open source video editing software based on the MLT framework. This software was first launched in 2002 and is now maintained by a small team of developers. It is also cross-platform and open source, which is a huge benefit. and generally nice for any developers interested in helping to advance the source code and functionality of the software. Once we have installed CadenLive, this drops us into the main interface of CadenLive, and looks pretty similar to the previous few video editors that we looked at. Over here on the left-hand side, you can drag and drop different files into the editor, and here too, just like we saw before. You can drag the different items down below onto the timeline, and here too, you get multiple tracks on your timeline. So here I can place them on the same track, or I can place them on separate tracks. One of the key differences you'll notice now that I have two different ways I can view my video. Right here, I can view the clips, so I can jump into a clip and I can preview that, and then I also have a separate view of my project. So here I can see two different clips side by side. In terms of editing, you have many different tools to edit your videos. In fact, you have what's referred to as a normal mode. Then there's an override mode or an overwrite mode. So if you drag a clip down, it'll overwrite the existing clip, or you could insert it. They also have a wide variety of different editing tools that you can use. Similar to Shotcut, there are also views that are created to what you're doing or the task at hand. They have views that specialize in each of those different tasks. Back in the main view, I can also add many different transitions. Here I have two different clips, and if I click into compositions, here I have all of these different options. Let's say I want to add a wipe transition between clips. Here I can insert it between these two clips, and that's now an added transition. I could also choose from many different effects that I want to add into my clips. All in all, you can put together some very impressive and advanced videos using CadenLive. Although similar to Shotcut, one of the drawbacks is you do have a lot of different options and a lot of different controls, so the learning curve is a little bit steeper. Next, let's take a look at DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is a product developed by Blackmagic Design, a company which develops softwares and even sells hardware such as cameras, video monitors, and more. Resolve is a color grading, color correction, visual effect, and audio post-production video editing application for Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. There is a paid version of Resolve, although the free version does pretty much exactly the same. DaVinci Resolve is a powerhouse video editor. Here, just like the others, you can pull your different media clips in, and here I can pull them down onto the timeline, and I could start organizing what my video looks like. Right over here, I have a clip viewer, and then I also have my project viewer. Over here, I can adjust all sorts of different things related to the video and audio, and different effects or transitions that I decide to insert. One of the really nice things about DaVinci Resolve is I have all of these other applications that are part of DaVinci Resolve. Here I could load a view of all my different media files. Here I have a dedicated cutting view, which makes it even easier and quicker to cut your different video clips. Here you have your standard editing view, but also if you want to add any VFX, I have a Fusion page where I can add all these different effects, and I have a node view where I can start pulling them together. Over here, I also have access to colors. The color view in DaVinci Resolve is one of the industry-leading ways that you can set color on your video. Down below, I also have access to something called Fairlight Audio, and this is a super powerful tool that you can use to adjust the audio on your projects. With DaVinci Resolve, they bring together multiple, what could be standalone applications, all into one interface. So as you're pulling together your project, you can very quickly jump between, say, the editing view and the audio view. Out of all of these video editors that we looked at today, arguably DaVinci Resolve has some of the most advanced functionality. Finally, let's take a look at VSDC Video Editor. VSDC Free Video Editor is a non-linear editing application which is capable of processing high-resolution footage including 4K Ultra HD, 3D, and VR 360-degree videos. VSDC also allows for applying post-production effects, live color correction, and even motion tracking. As a non-linear program, VSDC allows for producing professional-level videos, where multiple layers of footage can be blended into a single composition. As a result, we can easily apply a picture-in-picture effect, a split-screen effect, make objects change their appearance or position over time during the playback. If we look at the website, we can see it does not look as professional as DaVinci, or some of the other available softwares. Although this does not mean VSDC is not capable of getting the job done. Let's scroll down and we can see some key reasons why this free solution is a good option. All the popular video audio formats and codecs are supported. It has a powerful chroma key tool to remove the green background, a large set of trendy video effects, filters and transitions, essential zooms, charts, 360 video editing and color correction, convenient export profiles that make saving videos for various devices a snap, lowest system requirements possible, VSDC work even on outdated PCs. VSDC also offers 3 other audio and video related products, such as a video converter, an audio converter, and an audio CD grabber. With the Pro version of VSDC, users are able to use motion tracking, apply any object's moving trajectory to a text title, a mask, or an image, sync video effects to the beat, connect any video effect parameters to the sound volume and frequency, work with audio waveform, use a convenient sound graph to edit tracks more precisely, make use of the video masking, apply clipping mask, inverted mask, create censorship, and more, stabilize shaky footage, fix jittering videos recorded on the go without special equipment, record real-time voiceovers, add voice commentaries to your video during the playback, apply multicolor chroma key, isolate and remove any background color, not just green. And that wraps up this video, and I hope this helps you decide on which video editing software to download. My number 1 recommendation out of these 5 would be DaVinci Resolve, as the company, Blackmagic Design, who has developed the software, are very reputable. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.